best. It's this guy right here. Like, it's not too...
Get blueprints fast at IGGM. Like this one.
Full party zeshed. No headhunter buffs. Not. He has like 170 mil. Let's delete. Yup. That's kind of nice. Good morning. In the current league so far, one of the most dominating spellcaster archetypes has been the usual cast on critical builds using comets to destroy anything in their path, and most of those have been mostly in the same.
Good news for you. Yes? What's new? Have an order? Yes? That's better. You may have been dreaming before.
One must always be willing to change.
Let's test if we need fast metabolism. Oops. I'm trying to get as much mana reaching as possible. Let's see. It's quite high, but let's try remove this one and see how it is. Don't have any more mana on kill. Oh. Managing fine, but somehow on bosses is awful. Testing on this build before we do the Oracle. We need some currency. Yeah, almost there. It's too slow. still. Let's anoint. We can do this one too. Iris suffering.
Have an order?
This hurts.
All right. Your order is registered.
This is for testing and it's so expensive. We get so much mana regen and still it's
Trying to learn something new.
we are mostly stationary, so oh, that's a good one. Mana cost efficiency. Oh, we can do these. Then efficiency on top of that.
What's new? All right. Your order is registered. in as soon as I can.
We are not leeching ES. We can put back this. Wow, he's strong. Wow, that was insane. Oh, this is the start. Where is the dude? Oh, yeah. $3.7? Wow. Need a buyout setup. Okay, let's test the boss damage this time. No, it's impossible to maintain mana. Whatever I do is not enough. We are almost there maybe, but there's no way we can get more. Let's see. We're getting so low damage now because of it, so it's not. This is We could also do this build. Adonia's Ego. How much is this? Yeah, it's cheap. Like this.
vein in this league so far. So today I thought I'd show with some very cool tech underneath the hood of it. The shaman that we are going to be using for this build is using Adonia's Ego for a massive damage buff through its pinnacle of power, stacks a bunch of spirit to get bonuses from both the threaded light focus and the Kulemak ring with cast speed per spirit, and on top of that is also using Choir of the Storm with the lightning bolts and 2 different cast on meta skills to let it rain comets all over your screen. Through the Shaman Ascendancy, we are also able to pick whatever we still need for this build, whether this is the Apocalypse spell for even more damage and clear, the Bonded Rune bonuses, more tankiness through Avatar of Evolution, or Spirit from not using some of our charms. This build is truly one of a kind and something I really wanted to showcase here today with this video. A Mobalytics planner will also be linked down below, and if you want to follow on this build, the best way to do that is always in my Twitch, where I am streaming Path of Exile.
Been looking at build like this
Game.
with
It is
this.
crazy powerful. It is based around the pinnacle of power buff that we see here. So you can see the buff duration is 5 seconds per power charge consumed. It's powerful. It is based around the pinnacle of power buff that we see here. So you can see the buff duration is 5 seconds per power charge.
Shall we go for this build? Then we finally can melt bosses.
This also scales with a skill effect duration. When we activate one of those pinnacle of power buffs in this build, it is going to be around 2 minutes. And also on this pinnacle of power, and probably the most important thing, per power charge consumed, we are getting 15, and with quality it is even more. In this build it is 18% more elemental damage per power charge consumed. So on this build we have 11 power charges, and when we actually get the power charges here, you can see when we get the power charges to 11 here, we consume the power charges on the pinnacle of power with the Adonia's Ego here, with the pinnacle of power buff that we get here, and when we consume them, we get the buff. There's also something to get a double amount of the power pinnacle of power buff, which I will show you in the section where I show you how to actually activate the pinnacle of power and everything. And this is because of the heightened charges here, and then it's double, and then it's not only double the damage, but also double the duration, and then we have the pinnacle of power for over 4 minutes in this case. So this is the base of the build. Usually it is in a way that the downside for this wand is that we get minus all elemental resistances per power charge that we have right now. So when we actually would be using this in a way where we constantly gain power charges to then consume them with pinnacle of power, we would have a downside of not having any resistances basically. But like I will also show right here, we are only getting power charges once, then we consume the power charges all at once to get the buff, and then we just put it away again, so we never have any downside in the resistances here. So that is the core unique of this build, and this is what gives us a massive amounts of damage here on the double buff with everything included on this build. Just this pinnacle of power gives us over...
But I've seen another version that fixed that problem. That I found. This.
Build. And if that tickles your fancy, then what we'll do is we'll go into the cost. What is going on, my fellow nerds? Operator Otter here, a true spellcaster of all the elements, being hard shoved into one or another element, but never able to truly embrace the identity of harnessing all of the elements. This season, that has changed, and now we can feel pride in being the elemental spellcaster in Path of Exile. First and foremost, credit for this build goes to KB. He is a fellow sword, and I'll see you in the next one. For the rest of you, let's get on. The buff causes all elemental damage to contribute to ignite, shock, positive feedback loop into builder. Now I'm going to say this once for the elite players. So if you're an elite player, or for the rest of us, this is the ranking for the actual fits within your financial budget and you want to keep going for it. Awesome. Let's actually talk about the mechanics of what power now. This is a skill that gives us, with the 2% inequality, 17% more elemental damage per power charge consumed. Well, how are we getting power charges? The first way that we're getting power charges is going to be through our passives, which is going to be power within, and our overflowing power. This is going to give us a maximum of 6 charges. 7 if you decide to use it with Adonias, but we're not going to use it with Adonias. We're going to use it in weapon set 2, and we're going to explain why in a second. We're going to use infusion of power, which is going to give us a power charge when we consume an elemental infusion, but we're going to be using it on weapon set 2. Now, why are we using it on weapon set 2? Well, the reason being is that Adonias has this pretty negative part to it that says negative to all resistance.
Here it is, we're talking about
Now, what you
this.
can see here is that my lightning resistance is 65%. Now, I can get 6 power charges, and when I consume my pinnacle of power, this should say -1, right? 6 times 11 is 66. So, yeah, I should have -1 resistance, right? Well, here I'm going to show you this trick. When we cast our Frost Bomb to give our infusions, what we're going to do is we're going to swap weapons, because now this power charge is turned on. I am then going to cast Spark to consume the cold infusions to give myself the power charges. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm at 6. I am then going to swap weapons and then click my Pinnacle of Power, and now you can see I have my Pinnacle of Power. But now check this out. I still have full resistances. That's how you bypass that. That's how you're able to actually still keep your resistances full while still using Adonia's Siphoning Wand, by using that little tech where we're going to actually use weapon set 2 to gain our charges.
And he is talking about swapping gear. That's kind of ass.
700% more elemental damage on this build. It is a crazy amount of damage, and that
But
power
he
charge,
talking
the
about
charge here,
4
and then it's double,
minutes.
and then it's not only double the damage, but section where I show you how to actually activate the Pinnacle of Power and everything. And this is because of the heightened charges here, and then it's double, and then it's not only double the damage, but also double the duration, and then we have the Pinnacle of Power for over 4 minutes in this case.
Yeah, so we
this is the
can
base of the
mix these two builds. So we get this and the tech where he gets the resistance without swapping gear. But he is using normal armor. And that's what I like, because I feel like unique, you have no defense. You will actually have no ES except from the boots. That's why on my build here I went for this. I can get it to 11k, but I'm trying to get my mana. You see, my mana region is so high. you can't even see it go down. But I'm still struggling on bosses. Get 80 mana regen, 80, 40 here, you can do even more. But still, this one that gives you mana regen and shock magnitude. Still I'm struggling. Let's see if you can get some currency. I think we can combine those two. And on the other build, he's also using this, so we already have that. But I'm pretty weak because of the mana regen. I tried to get it to work. We think this is strong, but it's not enough. Bosses is it's okay, but I want Citadel bosses to die a little bit faster. Where are the rituals? What? Why did it start? The Palmer Scepter is insane for ritual. They all used to explode. See the damage, way too little. That's because I have to allocate mana region everywhere and it's not working. I think you can use the Dreamer Palm here instead. Yeah, I think this is mana build, you see. But when the damage is this high and you almost one-shot bosses, then you don't have a problem with the mana. But when I have to constantly use Comet, then it's a problem. I think we're at this time here. In case you're wondering why I'm not avoiding temp chain, it's because I'm immune to slow. You see, on bosses is a problem. Yeah, well, not that bad now. Did manage, we are almost there, I think. But the damage is low. See, this doesn't affect me. We need one more. I don't need that much more damage to make it flow, but this is not the build I'm going to do. This is Pathfinder. I'm going to make it on Oracle. Do we got the bug? No. Need to do one more run to buy out some more. Oh, this one is ready.
Have an order? I'll fill that in as soon as I can. Hail.
Oops, almost made a mistake. This is what I usually do. Omen and increased on these boss map. Then you have chances to get the good omens. But I don't use the unique now because it's a buyout. This is a cheap version of Ritual. Oh, it's like we're going to do this on the Oracle. Barely doing damage. Why is it so bad? It's triple increased. %107%. That's triple nodes. Ooh. Tier 1. Wow, we can't buy out shit with this low. It's so bad. I never quite understood why some maps, not the maps, is same maps can give you insane a lot and then really low. Wow, we're doing way too little damage. It's way too slow. Barely poking the bear. But we can't do anything. We are broke. Could sell this one and buy it later.
The build, usually it is in a way that the down mental damage on this build, it is a crit based around the Covenant auto rope here with the bulk motivation of increased life cost efficiency here. This is very, very essential for the build to make sure we can actually proc all of our cast on criticals for this build, because otherwise if we would be just using mana, this would not be possible, of course, because the mana would be a big bottleneck. But with this body armor we can basically be a blood mage and just siphon everything in damage back at us and then
But this build is smaller.
To actually consume it. That's essentially changes positions when you're changing a map. So as you can see, just like kind of look where Pinnacle of Power is, and as we walk into the map, it's gone. It's not there anymore. Like, where did it go? Like, what happened? Yeah, so this is a bug that's happening, and now Adonius has this kind of weird thing with Pinnacle of Power on your skill bar where it acts up and kind of changes positions when you're changing a map. So as you can see, just like kind of look where Pinnacle of Power is, and as we walk into the map, it's gone. It's not there anymore. Like, where did it go? Like, what happened? Yeah, so this is a bug that's happening, and I'm not going to pretend like I know exactly what's happening, but I'm going to know how to do that. You can go to your options, and you can go to input, and you can actually, and it's been working perfectly for me. So if you want to, follow suit, but that's kind of a fix to that weird bug.
SU7 fandom big. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but this game is huge when it comes to play base.
Okay, so now that we've learned how to actually use Adonias and get our Pinnacle of Power and use those charges, the build just kind of plays itself. It's really not all that complicated. You cast Tempest, you cast Spark, like things just die, right? And we'll go over some combos in the end, but now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the passive tree. So we're going to go to our Gold Doc sheet. We have the PoE Ninja link here, and I like the PoE Ninja link because it actually shows the allocation for the From Nothing with Eldritch Battery, whereas Mobilytics does not show that. It's kind of bugged. So just take that into account if you're using Mobilytics. But here we're going to talk about it. So let's talk about the most important things first. Number one, freeze buildup. Freeze buildup is by far the most powerful nodes because it is going to be the engine to your cast on ailment. Everything depends on you freezing the targets. It's also going to give you a good defensive layer. We're going to get those from here, here, and here. That is going to be mana remnants or arcane remnants because you can't deal damage without resource. This is going to be getting your 3% mana when you actually pick up an infusion, so definitely a good thing. From here, critical hit chance, that's the engine to our cast on critical, plus Malagarl is going to be multiplying that. We're going to be getting crit from here, 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 and here, and then one node right there. Boom. Alright, from here we're going to be doing spell effect duration. Now, why do we need spell effect duration if everything is just instantaneously dying? If everything just dies in one spark cast, why do we need spell effect duration? The reason being is because we want spark to actually lead us farther than the blink distance. So what I'm talking about is imagine that you're in the game, right? And you're going forward, you get your infusions, you casted your spark, everything dies, right? And you're like, alright, cool. And now what you decide to do is you want to blink. And when you blink forward, you have no sparks and there's a group of enemies right here and they all hit you and you die. So what we're going to do is that by having that spell effect duration, boom, everything's dead. I'm referring to see how the sparks are in front of me.
That's a POT, we can say player base. 88k playing at the moment. Peak time 600k. Start of league especially is really high. Oops.
That's how you want. It's going to kind of give you that little defensive layer. It's a really nice, cool thing. From there, we're going to be increasing our spell damage because we have more damage. From here, we're going to be doing exposure increase. Now, what's with the exposure increase and how are we applying exposure? We are not applying exposure with Frostbomb in this build, even though there is a way you can apply exposure. We're not doing that. We're using Frostbomb to just quickly get ourselves our cold infusions. That's it. That's the only reason we're using it. To apply exposure, we're going to be using the Whispering Ice Permafrost Staff. And this is going to be using Ice Storm. When we cast this Ice Storm, when one of these, just one of these Ice Storms hits the target, it will instantaneously lower the resistance by 60%. But because of the increased exposure effect that we have here, it actually increases it to 100%. So when you're against a boss, it just...
Why don't you use the flow instead? Could you do that?
instantaneously drops their...
Yeah, it's way bigger.
50%.
Part of Exile 1 has been for years and it's really popular.
It's a super powerful staff. I would highly suggest going and getting that staff, but that is the reason why we have that. Then we have our Unleash seals. Now, what's the whole thing with the Unleash? Well, the thing is I love this tech that I kind of found with the Unleash and the seal frequency, which is going to be here, the seal frequency. So previously what happened was you got your cold infusions, and then in order to charge her, you would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you would go ahead and you would turn on your Pinnacle of Power. Well, if you put in the Unleash, and then you also get the seal frequencies that are going to be right here. Now check this out. Watch the powers. 1. Done. I'm infused. Fully infused. Got my 6 power charges. It's that fast. And not only that, it's going to have cast speed. Where we get cast speed is going to be here and here. These nodes right there, this is actually going to give us our arcanes. Honest, I don't have it in me to go over 8 minutes over every single support gem and why quick. These skill or support gems that are labeled right after, these are the least important, aka you do not need them, they are not necessary. That is going to be Prolonged Duration in Elemental Storm, Scion's Temper and Cast on Ailment, Spell Echo and Frostbomb, Unleash and Spark and Diala's Desire and Cast on Critical. These are the ones that only have the 5 support skills, and these are the most least important ones. You do not need to have these. For every other ability, just slam in what I'm saying. I promise you, you are going to have a good time if you just really cool buddhism. And I can put. So the next thing that we're going to talk about when it comes to skills is which skill and that too, because that's how we're going to get power charges. For Frostbomb, the idea here is that we only want it in weapon set 1 because you.
Let's buy the wand and start from there.
Sora 2 is now on Art.
Swap to.
But this is Stormweaver. Let's see if it's absolutely necessary. Let's use remnants. That can be allocated. That could also manually cast, but do we need it? That's a damage boost, so we don't need this. It's not a game breaker, so we can do this on the Oracle. Okay, let's get some money first.
Oh, it's you.
Let's lower these so we can sell them fast.
Price drop. Price drop. That's better. You may have been dreaming before. Yeah, meet the market. Let's see if that piques any interest.
Big sale. Run them by, guys. Let's see. We need to farm actually. Oh, that was stupid. Wasn't a boss map. And we go super lag. Let's see if we can fix the damage. Come on.
One must always be willing to change.
Maybe this will help instead. Can we go more? No.
A shift in my training can't hurt.
Mana cost efficiency. Is this one can we make it 2 more? We remove this. We remove this. Then we can just have this on. Can we do this? Seems okay. Will this affect mana? I'm not sure. When you hear that noise, is it something that's not working when you hear that noise? Doesn't seem to see it's no. Now I think it will affect because of this. Now it's maxed out for... Let's see how this works. Now we got 10k more damage, almost double. Could keep this. And we could this one is so good, you double the damage on the comet. If you see when it's fire infused, you get this normally, but fire infused you get even more cold damage and fire damage plus this too. It's like 2.5 comets. You can run double comet. But this actually do a little bit more. Could see how that will be. And now we're back to Dex is too much.
Change direction.
Yeah, the rare are dying way faster. Look at the mana, it's nope, we're not bleaching. Looks like we have to maybe anoint back fast metabolism. Doesn't seems like we are leeching ES. Comet is deleting. I guess the ritual is okay to have on here. I tried the wire build with Oracle, but it's so slow and clunky, and it's really good at campaign, but that's it. So I'm going to abandon Vyrum, but we could go Oracle with the build. We actually have to do one more. Let's see how the boss damage is now. And the mana. Let's see how it works. Wow, the mana is staying up. Wow, it's actually working. All this node was the thing. Oh. You forgot this one. This is only doable on Pathfinder. You get that mana cost efficiency. Maybe the build is best on this.
Time to learn something new.
Where does it say? Mana. I don't think it says anywhere. This is bad.
These are our supplies. Indeed.
God damn it. Oh, and god damn it, that's the two worst. Not the best map for ritual. We will see.
Another ancient contraption.
The best map for ritual is actually one of the tower maps. You get insane. I gotten 24k points once. This is not 24k. Oh, come on, move. Wow, how strong is this dude?
What is this fool doing?
Oh, I wish I could add a little bit more checkpoints. There is not a single one in the map. Now it's way better. Now it's almost at the point where you can do citadels.
I speak. Choose what you need. I will make use of this.
Oh fuck. Wrong place. Let's see if you can get some currency. We are broke. Broke ass.
Let's see if there are any takers.
Jesus, those are expensive.
I'll post it right away. Oh, it's you.
Do people buy these?
All right, your order is registered.
Wow, these are... Holy shit.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
Ritual are quite profitable. Even the small things give you quite a lot.
Have an order? Have an order? All right, your order is registered.
Why does it change? I'm writing... I never understood this. So... back and forth.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can. Oh, it's you. I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
Okay, be right back. Gonna make a beef wok soon. I can wait a little bit.
What's new?
And I even haven't hit any omen, and still you get quite some divines.
Yes?
Like this one I gotten a few of. It's insane expensive. 17. And I got one of these. It's 29 divines.
Let's see if there are any takers. Oh, it's you.
Can do one more, then we do the unique tablet. Sun Temple is usually good for visual. It's smaller map, then the monster density is bigger. But this ass, it's so RNG, it's back and forth. Oh, it was this. We can't get to it. I get so bad points, we can't even do the unique tablet. With the oil loss flask, now we can't use it. This is something different. We have to anoint, I think maybe. It's so expensive. Now we got some points. Let's see if we managed to kill. Wow, she's immune to the comet. He's insane immune.
Quickly, indeed.
You've received a shipment. Yes? Someone is bound to buy that.
You think so?
Have an order?
What happened here?
Have an order?
Let's see, a divine is 334. 70, 100. No. 1K. $1,700. You see, you get 8. No. That's 5. But if you do this, yeah.
I'll post it right
You
away.
get more by Exalts.
Come check out what came in for you. Have an order? I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
We are getting the divines. But now I think we have to take a break. I'll be back soon. Half an hour or so. I have to eat dinner. See you guys then.